Hello, welcome back to Budapest, Hungary. It's the EuroBasket women's semifinal night. And right now we've got France getting ready to take on Spain for the right to face Serbia in the title game. Well, what an amazing tournament we've had. And since we've gotten to the knockout round, it's just been one close game after another. The French fans, they've been rewarded with some terrific games by their team, especially last time out when we saw them come out and really play well to get into this semifinal. They beat Russia in a real thriller last night. 24 hours later, here they are going up against Spain. Spain had to pull out all stops and perhaps get a little luck to beat Montenegro in their quarterfinal. Now, earlier today, Russia won against Montenegro, so Russia will play Turkey for the battle of 5th place. And Serbia just edged Belarus in another pulsating encounter. And now it's France v Spain. Two rivals. They faced each other in the title game a couple years ago in France. And now France are hoping to turn one over on their rivals here in Hungary. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Mark Clark. And Mark, it's all about great games at this tournament.
Well, at least the teams only have to play once. We're having to watch game after game after game. It's a great privilege. But this one, right from when the second round started, this will be a hell of a game. Well, it's going to have to go a long way to beat the hell of a games we've already had. And these two teams, there's history, there's passion, there's fans, there's everything.
Yeah, there's the history for the women's teams, the men's teams. You know, they border each other, so you can step from Spain into France or France into Spain. And here we have the Spanish team that I think started yesterday as prohibitive favorites against Montenegro, but you know what? They almost exited the tournament. An absolutely phenomenal effort by Montenegro, but they survived, getting a late Ana Cruz three-point play to go ahead, and then they played defense at the end. They didn't have Laia Palau for much of the game. She was in foul trouble, but Alba Torrens as well was sensational. Laura Nichols was sensational, although she fouled out. It really was a close call for Lucas Mondelo in Spain, but at least they know they're in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. And for France, well, this is a team that seems to have rediscovered its mojo in the game against Russia, because in Group E, without Indine Miem while she was injured, they weren't the same team.
Well, Jeff, you mentioned that game yesterday, both games yesterday. I think Indine Miem was the difference, because she gave the French the chance to extend the floor. And if you've got someone like Sandrine Gruder on the inside, that just makes the whole thing work. And I think Gruder against the Spanish bigs is where the probably game's going to be decided.
Well, the players know each other very well. They play in the EuroLeague Women, WNBA, and here they are playing against each other in Budapest. Now the national anthems for both teams, starting with Spain. So that was Spain's national anthem, and now for France. So the coaches say hello and goodbye, and the players do as well. And the referees tonight, well, this is a emotionally charged game. Karen Lasiak coming over from Canada to work here. Anna Panther of Germany on the right, and Andres Ankrogers from Latvia on the left. And, well, I think overall, what do you think? It's going to be a pressure game?
It's going to be a pressure game. That's the one thing that's guaranteed. It's going to be a pressure game. I think the Spanish quickness, their defensive organization is going to have to be like right at the top drawer. This lineup, we were very much singing the praises of Laura Nichols in the way that she's grown into the role, and Esther Endor, but they struggled yesterday, not in terms of output, just in terms of fouls. And if they get into foul trouble, how are they going to deal with Santalin Gruder? And that must be, you can pick your poison, and the poison that they're going to have to pick is somehow to stop Gruder. If they force the perimeter shot, then fine. Their big X factor obviously is Alba Torrens. Jack Nyong's going to be a key player for France in trying to guard her if they start the way they started yesterday. I just have this, the quickness on the perimeter and their organization around anything of Gruder is going to be the make or break for Spain.
Yeah, well, you can't help but see the name Gruder there in that roster for this French team, but so many other important players. We talk about Yakubu, Mia, Epupa came out and played really important minutes last night. The young guard, Dumer, you know, arguably one of the all-time greats, along with Gruder in that French team. All the way down the roster there. And tonight, it'll be Gruder, Chachuang, Yakubu, Dumer, and Gail Skrela, who came in and hit those vital free throws last night against the Russians. So
it's with Palau, with the Spanish defense, they're going to make Celine Dumerc work. Now, Celine Dumerc, I've got no problem. She can cope with it. Can she get the ball to India Miem, who was just phenomenal from the perimeter? Alba Torrens is going to get the ball. It doesn't matter who's guarding her. She's going to get the ball. She might go full court with it. But, like, can Dumerc give Miem and her team the shots they need? Because I think Miem is the only player on this French team who can extend the Spanish defense enough to worry about on the perimeter. Otherwise, I think they'll pick their poison and say, yeah, Chatillon, you can shoot it, off you go. Screen, if you make it, great. Mondello's a master. In my opinion, he's a master at identifying weaknesses in teams and then trying to exploit them. You know, it's about, I think it really is about how they deal with Gruder on the inside, though. She is one of the best inside players in world basketball. She's also athletic. Endor's not strong. Gruder's stronger than her. She's more athletic than Nichols. It's going to be a tough one.
So Spain relying heavily on their youngster Endor, the naturalized player, and Valerie Garnier will no doubt be expecting her pivots perhaps to get Endor into foul trouble. She ended up fouling out yesterday against Montenegro. Laura Nichols picks up the fouls. Laia Palau, though, it's interesting, is a player that has played in France before. She used to play for Bourges. You know, she knows all of these players, and she's the emotional leader for Spain. And how do you contain Laia Palau if you're Valerie Garnier?
Well, I think you make Laia Palau score. Because if you let Laia Palau create for everyone else, she just gives people. Especially if you're one pass away from the basketball, she penetrates and finds people. And Nichols has been, and Endor have been great from mid-range off Palau penetration. I would like to think that France, looking at the way they played yesterday, would bring that game today. If they retreat back into the shell because, oh, it's Spain, we don't want to run up and down with Spain, I think that will play into Spanish hands. They'll be setting tempo then.
Well, seeing France yesterday, it was night and day from how they were when they were playing in Debrecen in the last round. Getting Miem back made a huge difference, and they made just enough plays to beat Russia in a real thriller. Look at that mixture of Spanish and French fans together. That'll be a lively scene all night long.
That's a great scene, though, isn't it? You know, fans together. Everyone's just enjoying what has been a great day already. Two tremendous games, the classification game, and then, wow, you know, Belarus and Serbia. If this is like that, well, we'll need a cold shower.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the EuroBasket Women 2015 semifinal between France and Spain, and France in the white win the opening tip. And Spain in the dark uniforms.
They're in the zone.
Endor, and already picks up a foul against Yakubu. And that is going to be a worrying issue. How do you contain the size of France? And she got her even before she went up in the face, but Yakubu.
Well, the poison, if you want, if that's the phrase, has been picked. They're going to, they're going to ask.
And then Endur unable to keep Gruda off of the boards. So a worrying start for Spain and a great start for France.
They're going to ask Spain to beat them from the perimeter.
And Lai Palau has his hands up. Chachuang. And Palau getting ready to help out, but Chachuang drives in, and she seems to have gotten it back.
You can't give the middle up. They've given the middle up twice now, both plays. You give the middle up, you are going to get beat in that defense.
Marta Jargai puts up a three, and that was short. And Dumer off and running. Over to Gail Skrella. And Dumer puts up a three. Good! And France streak out to a 7-0 lead.
Well, it's almost she thought about it, and we're sitting going, shoot it. And then she just knocks it down.
She really has picked her game up here in Budapest. And Marta Jargai has it picked by Dumer. And now Skrella may have gotten away with the travel, but Gruda goes in and misses the layup. So Spain dodged a bullet there. And now quickly, Torrens bounce pass to Jargai, and she puts it up and in.
What did we say? Torrens is going to get it regardless, and good things happen when she has it.
That was a 4-point swing. Gruda had the layup, but she missed it. So Endur is sitting back Spain in a 2-3 zone right now, and Endur not able to rebound it, but Spain get it to Torrens, and then she pulls up and draws the foul.
That's so much better defensively. They made Xianyong take a tough shot over someone as opposed to, getting a sight of the hoop on a penetration.
Well, Anna Cruz got up to get in the game. I think she was coming in for Jargai. And Mondello decided to bring her back after the play by Jargai.
If they're gonna play the zone, Jargai becomes so important defensively. She can play much bigger than her size.
Look at those numbers, 19.9 points per game for Alba Torrens. And she misses both free throws. So a little bit of tightness here for Spain. Now Gail Skrella. Inbounds, and Gruda is fouled. And Nichols, this is a problem.
And Nichols is going to get called for the foul. As soon as she leaves her hands there, it's going to be an easy whistle. Get your hands out, be in stance, and try and restrict the drive lane to the hoop.
Numeric pass to Gruda, and Gruda has the shot blocked, and the ball goes off of Yakubu's hands and out of bounds. Really is a case, you can feel it, of Spain wanting to get out and run, but Numeric is out there in her element right now. Watch her calf. She has a calf injury. And Jargai just kind of turns Skrella, and they're attacking Skrella here early.
Yeah, and it's not surprising because Jargai, in that situation, is so good on a guard post-up.
Chachuan puts it on the deck. Into the corner now. Numeric, 5 seconds. Back to Skrella for three. And the ball rims out. But then Endur again loses it. And it leads to a layup for France. So Endur's had a very shaky start.
She apologizes to the bench, but that one was just... I have no idea why she dropped that. She was under no pressure.
But we didn't see her fumble it. It was after she dropped it.
She's playing passively again. She wandered after the steal. Forget it. You've made the mistake. Let's get on with it. Let's play the next play.
So the foul was on Chachuang. And a bounce pass to Laura Nichols, and Gruda went up to challenge the shot. No signs of panic on the Spain bench, but it's been pretty much all France here early on. And Yakubu gets in the lane, puts it up. And we're going to see Lucille Pasqua come in. We didn't see her at all yesterday.
Right, size for size.
And Laia Palau gets to the layup and misses. So Dumerc pulls up, back to Gruda. Dumerc, is she going to take it? Nope. Into Skrela. Skrela gets it back from Yakubu over to Dumerc and rims out. France have had a couple of balls rim out. And again, France just seemed to be beating Spain to putting them under enough pressure to force the turnovers. And timeout has been called.
See Coach Mondello here with Stein in his zone. He hasn't really been a zone. He's thrown zone in at various points in this competition just for a change-up. And it's almost like they're based, this is how we're going to play the game on a zone. They're a team that likes to make things happen with their defense. They like to be active in passing lane. Zargai and Palau in particular, quick with their hands, and Torrens is just everywhere. It's almost giving France the time to run what they run and get the shots they want, because then they're really inactive on the glass. So it's obviously advantage Spain at the start, 11-4 start with, just 4 minutes into the game. And going Pascal is basically the mission. He can't go small. I don't think if he goes big for big, he's got the matchups. I think France is just too good if he goes big for big. But he has to do something because Indoor is just not here.
No, well, she's got time to wake up. But
absolutely.
She's out of the game right now. And it is a steep learning curve at this level, without question. I mean, she's played at, youth championships, youth world championships, what have you, but this is a different ball game, senior team level. Well, the pass into Yakubu, and now Torrens gets a hold of it. Was trying to get off and run. And she gets inside. She's going to go right at Chachuang. And the French stand up and cheer for the defense. Now Palau, she attacks, and she hands it off to Jargai, and Jargai's short, and Jargai reaches in and takes it away, but a foul is called. Foul's called on...
No, I think Yakubu's called for that foul and the hold.
Okay, so the foul's called on Yakubu. It's a good hustle from Jargai, and Ana Cruz is going to come into the game for Jargai. Remember, Ana Cruz hit the go-ahead three-point play last night.
I don't think Gail Skrella can guard Ana Cruz one-on-one either, so it'll be interesting to see how they deal.
Oh, they find Pasqua goes inside. Great find from Laia Palau.
And that's all about the fact they're struggling with Cruz on the dribble.
Chachuang over to Skrella. Chachuang for three. I think Spain will give her that. And they've had 3 threes rim out. Spain quickly into transition. Now Nichols goes right at Yakubu.
I don't think she's got the game on the move. She's been a great spot-up shooter and a great rebound. I don't think she has that game at this level against Yakubu.
Well, Gruda, she's doubled. Now, out to Dumerc. 7 on the shot clock. And great defense from Palau. And Dumerc has to burn a foul to stop Torrens from the fast break. And suddenly, slowly but surely, the momentum starting to shift a little bit here for Spain. Their defense is being picked up, and you can see the foul.
And this is where I think there's Amiens come into the game, which is that they leave Zhang Yong there because she needs to guard Torrens. That's their issue. Offensively, they're going to have to give something up for that.
Palau's defense has been immense.
Now, the key is she's rested as well. She didn't play much. And now Chachuan reaches in, almost takes it over. And you can see Torrens looked up to see how much time was on the shot clock. And she just chucked one up. But look at Pasqua. This is turning out to be quite an inspired substitution.
Absolutely.
And you know how you were talking earlier today, as you see her get into position, coaches have to have players in their teams that accept their roles.
Yeah.
And we didn't see her play at all yesterday against Montenegro, yet here she is in their most important game of the tournament.
With the matchups that she can, help the team with.
And this is also a luxury that Spain have to bring Dominguez into the game. Sylvia Dominguez. And here comes Spain. They've got it back to 11-7. Well, makes just one of two. Now Sanagnac in for France. And Indine Miam, not sure she's actually taken a shot yet. And it goes, and Gruda missed another layup.
Wow.
It's just almost unthinkable, isn't it?
Well, you can see all the thinking going on in terms of why Spain are running this, but Sandrine Gruda missing a layup.
Well, that was a dangerous pass right in front of Dumer. 4 on the shot clock. Cruz puts it up and in.
So very, very good at that penetration. Gets into the elbow and just pulls the trigger.
Well, if France don't get a basket here and Spain go down and score, they could tie it or take the lead. Chachuan goes baseline. Passes back outside. Dumeric left open for 3. And the miss. And the French size. They come away with the rebound. Oh, that was a foul by Pasqua. So Lai Palau has been working hard. She comes out and Dominguez comes in. Look at this play by Pasqua fouling Chachuan.
See, Indian Miami last night was the key in terms of extending the floor. If she plays her in the 4 and leaves Chatillon outside, they can put Chatillon inside offensively because he doesn't want to not have Torrens guarded by her. But they don't look as though they have. Once the zone starts to work, they're struggling to break it down. If Pupe's coming, it'd be interesting to see that matchup with Dominguez.
You can see the Serbian players over there huddling up, taking some of the attention away from the crowd. Sarah Michel's come into the game for France. Now Cruz gets away. She almost passed to Torrens, but then she threw it out of bounds. Endure having to watch the early struggles.
Jeff, she has to be a factor in the game because offensively she really would help. And somehow she's going to have to adjust to playing in this zone.
Hey, Pupa just kind of lost control of it, and Ana Cruz got on the ground, but then threw it into the hands of Gruda. She didn't want to get the jump ball. And Michel gets inside and draws the foul. Now, Spain arguing a travel.
Oh, yeah. No way she stopped with the feet the right way around to make that step through.
First free throw is no good from Michel, who's, I think, playing for the French national team, the senior team here for the first time at this tournament. She misses both. And Gruda got over the back of Nichols and kept it for France. Now Sanagnac. And Sanagnac puts it up and banks it in. And France have gone back in front by 6. Now to Cruz up top. 5 on the shot clock and a foul on Michel for holding. Now Endure is going to get a chance to come back in. And she will come in for Laura Nichols.
Now, with the rotation that France have gone to as well, It gives Endor a chance. There's no Gruder on the floor, and that makes life a lot easier for her. She could get some confidence, get on the glass, just find a way to make a contribution. She'll start relaxing into the game. She's got a really nice mid-range game. Added that to her armory. So offensively, as much as anything else, she'll give Spain some options down low.
So Shargai makes the free throws. Back to a 4-point game, and Kata Chitiga as well has come in, number 11 for France. So we saw Solagnac get the penetration to drive. Epupa and Anna Cruz dropped on her. Now Miem goes out and misses the jumper. So, and Dominguez fell over.
It was a coming together of feet, I think. That's the only way to describe it. Just clipped to heel.
Kata Chitiga got up and played defense on Cruz. Now look at Pasqua take Miem in, and she goes up with the left hand. Boy, talk about an X factor.
Wow, she's done remarkably well.
She's a veteran in this national team setup, and she's got it back to a 2-point deficit.
Just playing big against another big, she's fine with that.
Now Miem, and I think Pasqua might have got away with one there. And traveling is the call on Michelle. France's offense, they were getting good shots, but they haven't made all of them, and that's the frustrating part for Valerie Garnier. Her team has, been in position. Gruda's missed a couple of shots inside. The ball has some open jumpers, rimmed out a few times. Look at the second chance points, though. France with 6 and Spain only have 2.
Well, since Yakubu stepped out, they haven't really had a post-up option, and now they're very small, France.
The question that you asked me last night, is it because she gets winded or gets tired? No, Dominguez drives in, and Endor crashes the boards, and Endor travels. Watch this. Watch Endor. She gets it and just couldn't quite.
She's being fouled across the arm. They got away with one there. There was probably a few people who got away with one there. The Miem got her arm in.
Well, final 7 seconds of the first quarter. Epupa, a lightning bolt of a point guard, brings it up, puts up a 3, and puts up an air ball. So that won't do her confidence any good. And France, having started out really strong, only lead 15-13 after the first quarter. Mark, France have this habit of getting on top of people, but then kind of letting them come back. And look at the shooting, the 1 of 6 from 3.
And the 1-3 was the Dumerc 3 early on, and it was like last night they started. But since, I make the point again, Yakubu was just killing people inside, ducks in the low post, making moves.
Why can't she come out of the game
and come back?
That's the question.
I'm not really. They played the whole game issue with her in terms of how many minutes they think they can get out of her in the game, and they haven't really gone to Gruder. They've not gone. So when Mayhem come into the game, I thought, okay, they're going to run around the high post, and she ends up in the 4 inside. And Shannon Young, they're just going to. I know you said they rimmed in and out, but they'll live with that. If they're going to shoot that shot, those players, they'll live with it. And Siak would have been an interesting matchup given the fact that Pascal's in the game. It's like for like. They can just bang around the 2 bigs. Endor has to give Spain some sort of game. She has to. Otherwise, I just don't see enough points coming from the others on the inside.
Well, I mean, even though Pasco's been around for forever, she's almost kind of a revelation. Because she looked very comfortable out there.
Yeah, and she was always the last kid on the bench. She was always going to be, if they're up by a load, she'll go in.
She didn't make it last year, did she?
No, she's been in. She's been around the squad. She's been in. She didn't make the World Series. She was in the team for the Europeans.
Yeah, when they won the title the year before. And just speaks to the depth that exists with Spain. And, they've cut players, for example, Elena Rodriguez, who would quite possibly start for half of the teams at this competition. Certainly make a lot of teams. 15-13. And Spain with a chance to tie it with a 3, or they don't take many threes, but
That
an
is
offensive
not-
foul called on Marta Jargai.
We've just seen a game before this where that wouldn't live on the floor with the game before.
So Michelle goes right at Jargai, and Jargai commits. A traveling was called beforehand. She did bring her arm down. Thought they were going to give her the call, but she used her elbow to try to clear out. Here it is again. Look at this. Yeah, it was definitely a travel.
Jargai is lucky at travel. She would have probably picked up the foul. But
so France's biggest lead was 7. And right now, again, Spain have a chance to knot it. Spain going with this lineup. Torrens is relatively quiet at this stage. Cruz goes behind her back, gets the contact, puts it up, and boy, she has tremendous strength.
absolutely. And you can't see where, can you? Because there's nothing of her.
She's wire strong.
But they're just, Shen Yong is not playing anything but guarding Alba Torrens. She just doesn't care where it is. She doesn't help. She just chases. And to be fair, the last couple of times, Torrens has just stood. So, okay, my teammates can score. And Shen Yong therefore becomes no factor on the glass as well.
You know, going back to that point about Spain having a lot of good players that don't make it. Remember, 2 years ago, Anna Cruz did.
Was it? That's absolutely.
It's incredible.
WNBA quality doesn't make the lineup.
So she made playing this summer a great priority, and there she is, almost getting the steal.
They did have the emotional roller coaster of Valdemora's last championship, though.
Yeah, that's true. She's here watching tonight. Now Dumerc gets it inside. Chachuang over to me, and that's her spot. And she hits it.
Got to extend her. Got to extend her. Beautiful execution. Someone forgot as well because they didn't even know she'd stepped out.
So Niem puts France back on top, and then Anna Cruz lost the ball, just lost it, and had to foul.
I'm not sure. I'm not a referee, so but every time on the ball screen there's a bump. They just come out aggressive enough just to put the bump on, and that just takes the ability to turn the corner away. Very fine line between a block and that illegal bump.
Salanga gets inside, and good job from indoor that time, and the ball goes over to Spain.
Neither team you feel has rhythm, Jeff. Is that a lot of that will be down to they know each other so well that they know how to stop each other.
Yeah, and really I think Garnier spoke to that last night, saying, you know, we know this team. I don't really have to do that much preparing. Inside to indoor, she catches it, pass it back to Dominguez. She puts up a 3. And Chachuang read that rebound well and got it.
Neither team shoots the 3 particularly well. That's the other reason you can't really, this floor's not getting extended.
And Torrens this time denied the pass, intercepted it, and a foul on Chachuang.
That'll be a second foul. That's an issue.
It's an issue because she's really the best matchup to the player to guard Torrens.
Yeah, she's probably the only matchup. I don't see anyone else on that team who can guard her.
So France called timeout. 7:52 remaining. France are leading it 17-15. The winner will advance to play Serbia for the title and a spot in the Olympics. Now that sounds tasty, doesn't it? And Jargai with the 6 points. So nobody, by this point last night, I think Torrens would have already had about 10 or 12.
She's not got the ball in open play at all this year. She's only ever got it in when the game is set, as in they're in the half court. So it's a tough ask for her. She's so good in broken play. And Spain haven't got into any. They're very good at running, not getting something, keeping the ball moving. The ball's come back out, and I think a lot of that is Dominguez, but Palau just keeps it moving.
So Skrela back in for France. Dumerc is in. Indoor. Nice soft touch from her. And that's what she does have, the capacity to hit that
mid-range, absolutely.
And stretch her opponent out there. Somebody's going to have to guard her. So Indoor ties it. She has a beautiful release. Now Dominguez fights through the screen and bumps Dumerc. So Laia Palau comes back into the game. That's the third team foul here on Spain in this quarter.
There's still no Yakubu.
Miam, and that was short. Torrens with the rebound. Now she's got it. She hasn't had it much. And she just goes all the way in and banks it in.
There's your difference.
And Spain have the lead for the first time.
No Shatton Young. Miam just can't guard her in that situation at all.
And now, unnecessarily, Laura Nichols bumps.
Nichols might have a case in point if we see this again. I think she fouled first, but she's claiming she got hooked and elbowed.
Well, they're giving her 2 shots. Gruda. So Gruda at the free throw line. And seems to be a little bit out of sorts tonight.
Well, yeah. I mean, she put in a shift last night. I mean, that's the other thing.
Yes, she was one of the players of the game without question for France. And she makes 1 of 2, so it gets them back to within 1 of Spain. Remember, so these two teams met in the final in France 2 years ago, and Spain won a thriller. So they know each other well. Palau puts up a jumper. And Dumerc has just committed an unsportsmanlike foul. And I can't imagine that would have been intentional.
I can't, yeah. No.
And, you know, not to speak disparagingly of Laia Palau, but perhaps an Oscar?
Yeah, yeah, well.
No, I mean, I don't think Dumerc is that type of player.
No, and that's a flailing arm at worst. And there is an aspect where you've got to know the situation, you've got to know the player and everything else. I can't. So basically, by making it unsportsmanlike, they're saying that she threw an arm at her to hit her.
Yeah, and there's 2. No, I mean, she did catch her twice. So you call the foul. And Palau makes the first. Of course, we saw, we talk about how these things even out. We saw France get perhaps the benefit of an unsportsmanlike last night with Yakubu. So who knows? Well, those people are happy at least.
And I know we've just talked about an unsportsmanlike foul, but even though they're not playing well, and apart from the one flash of Torrens going to the hoop and the long deep perimeter jump shot from Indoor, Spain just aren't functioning, yet they now lead 21-18.
Yeah, it's part of that is because France haven't capitalized on some of their opportunities, but
and I don't get the Ikubu stuff because she's such a wide body in there that Indoor can't, unless Indoor gets positioned first, she can't do anything but let it go over the top of her.
Now she's arguing, quite rightly, that I'm guessing, having something to say about the unsportsmanlike. Dumerc has 2 fouls at Pupa. See if this fires up France.
I just don't see Mayim being able to guard Torrens here.
Well, Torrens has to take a jumper, and Epupa gets in there. Now, what will France try to get? Spain in the zone, a 2-3. Basically daring the French to shoot the jumper. And Skrela gets into the corner and misses.
And it's
now,
even, oh, great
up ahead
break.
to Indoor, and Indoor lays it up and misses. Great hustle from France to get back and get the rebound. Take it away from Cruz. Boy, Indoor was up there. I mean, she might be possibly be able to dunk that.
And because with the lineup in the game that France have, Spain are literally running a standard 2-3. It's not a lot of variation at all.
And that time, Skrela releases it and hits it from the wing right in front of the Spanish bench to tie it at 21.
Look at that field goal percentage for both teams. Torrens from long range, and she answers with the 3. Well, we saw Epupa going up last night against Epiphany Prince. Now it's Laia Palau, and Spain's still in a 2-3. No. Yes, they are still in a 2-3 zone, and an active 2-3 zone. And Kata Chatiga gets the rebound and puts it up and in with the left hand. Cruz just streaks in there and gets the bump and earns a trip to the free throw line.
But the game's becoming broken, much more up and down for Spain. They're getting stuff early. The defense isn't set. Gruder's not a factor, and Yakubu comes back in now with only 4.5 to go. She's going to end up playing about 8.5 minutes in this first half.
Nuri Martinez comes in for Alba Torrens. Torrens doesn't have any fouls, just to give her a breather. And maybe she'll go back, but Nuri Martinez, a good defensive player. She was inserted in the game late last night for that reason against Montenegro. And Cruz's free throw stretches the advantage back to 2. He's averaging 10.9. And makes just 1 of 2, however. So France struggling just a little offensively. Miem. And now to Yakubu. Epupa inside the top of the arc. And Nuri Martinez with the rebound. And up ahead to Nichols. And that's a situation there, Mark, where the travel, you're throwing it to your pivot on the run. It's not to say that she can't make the play, but maybe Spain try to push it too quickly sometimes.
Yeah, and made that they do release the big down the middle, and she just had to go up. If she didn't go up, she was going to travel. And so Yakubu back in the game, so Pascual comes back in the game. They literally do go big and big.
Yeah, good spot. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Michel. Solagnac. Well, to Gruda and over to Michel. And they're just not having any joy. They're getting a lot of both sides of the rim, front and back. Martinez over to Pascua. She's on the baseline, puts it up and stays out. Eight second chance points for France and just 2 for Spain. Now, Yakubu trapped, has to pass out, and it looked like Cruz had the ball. Now Michel, she gets it back to Yakubu, and traveling is the call.
Yeah, she stepped back before she put it on the floor. It's a good spot by the official. Now watch this. 1, 2, 3.
So timeout with 3:03 remaining in the first half. Spain with a slender 25-23 advantage.
There's been a complete absence, Jeff, of France throwing the ball into the high post. You know, it's an area where if they've got, especially if they've got Yakubu down low, it really can create the opportunity. The trouble is that no one's hitting from the perimeter, so no one's stretching the back of the zone. But Indian Mayhem could be an option at the high post because you've got to honor the shot there.
Well, it's a low-scoring game, and I suppose this would be more of the pace that France would like, isn't it?
Well, it is, but...
Or this total.
It's almost that Spain have decided that's how the game's going to be played because they've decided to just stay with the zone.
Sure.
But they want to run off the front of that zone. They've only got very short periods of this first half where they've actually got points in transition. And this is where coaches at the quality of Mondello really do take responsibility, because it'd be easy to say, oh, these are the players we've got, we're going to play. You know, at the end of the day, this isn't the natural way he wants to play. He's picking the way. If France beat him, they're going to beat me this way. I think we'll beat them playing this way. So that's a tough decision. You know, that's what he's paid his money for.
Well, generally, when you play the zone, you're taking away the inside game.
Well,
you're
that's
telling the other team to beat you from the outside.
Absolutely. And I don't think he thinks his bigs can guard Gruder, so that's his answer.
Cruz up top. Now Nuria Martinez splits the defense and over to Indoor, and she has time. And
stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. That's right. The 2:37.
The pass. If Indoor got a better pass, that's the shot she's been making the whole tournament. That little short corner.
Great replay
shot
there. You can see the foot on the line. Not what the French fans watching this broadcast wanted to see. The EuroBasket Women's semifinal, France and Spain. The winner to meet Serbia in the title game on Sunday.
You can't hang a pass out like that with a Pooper on the floor. She's just so quick. You've got to give it to Dominga.
Nuria Martinez, and just denied by the backboard. Now Sara Michel, and Martinez has to watch the hand checking. 2-3 zone, and Pupa into the corner. And this time it was from behind. So the idea there, let's still get it to Gruder on the low block and see if she can get something out of the zone.
You know, Mondello's absolutely right. You know, if she's got position, then don't foul.
Yeah.
It's make it go over you. Pupa's got to shoot that penetration to the foul line. If she doesn't shoot that, the defense will just stay, you know, on people like Yakubu, on people like Gruder. That's a foul line jump shot wide open. You got to back yourself to make that.
Look at that. Her average 18.2. That is just her second point. Sandrine Gruder, and Albatorans will come back in now. So France have tied it at 25, and Nuria Martinez comes back out for Torrens.
And Chagnon comes back. This is calculated, but if Chagnon picks up, oh no, changed their mind. Mayhem's going to go in. I wouldn't have put Chagnon back with the 2 fouls.
Now, Anna Panther is telling Indy Miem that she has to wait to go in. I think she got it too late.
They changed the sub. Chagnon sat down and Miem wasn't on the seat.
So 2-point shooting there for both teams. 41% for France, 41 for Spain, interestingly. Both 7 of 17. Cruz pops out. She gets a little bit of space. She puts it up, and now Gruder with the rebound and the foul by Indoor. 2 fouls on Indoor. Although Pascual also could have got one.
And Yakubu defensively there, a little bigger. When she showed and Cruz had to shoot it, she was going over Yakubu. It's a little bit different than going over Miem.
Well, Laura Gill's going to come into the game for Spain. She played a lot yesterday. And France struggling to score, able to get to the free throw line. So that's a plus for them. Dominguez gets it over to Cruz. And France is just taking back some of the momentum here.
Yeah.
Dominguez looks over to Torrens. 8 on the shot clock. Now 6, Torrens. And offensive foul. Is it on
Pascal on the screen, yeah.
And I think that's number 3. So she picks up her third with a minute and a half to go. So despite the unsportsmanlike foul, which Spain capitalized on, so 2 free throws, France are leading 27-25. And boy, Pasqua came close to getting number 4 there. Yakubu gets it back, but waits too late to put it up. And really with Yakubu back out there, they haven't been quite the same. You know, she was doing it in the first half, but I suppose they were playing her in the man.
Well, she was just camping in the low post, ducking in, being a target, and they haven't really looked at that option. Pass.
And now Dominguez. Gill gets it back outside to Palau for 3. Good. And how about that? They don't shoot many, but that one goes up by Laya Palau. 40 seconds to go in the first half. And offensive foul called on France, this time on Yakubu. And it's interesting how maybe because you don't get her back in, she's not having the same impact.
Well, you made the point, you know, that she's not really that hard blowing. Just give her 2 long extended bits then, and don't worry about going in and out of it, because I think some players, she plays more than that when she plays club basketball. So I think here, her and Gruder on the inside are as good a combination as any in this competition.
So it's Spain after that Palau 3-pointer. She's got 5 points, and they lead 28-27 with 36.7. And it's difficult to figure out who's going to be in the ascendancy here. It's just been very even. Both teams uncomfortable.
Well, I think the point we've both talked about in terms of they know each other so well, so they can come up with counters to stop things. But Spain would normally back themselves through their defense to get things in transition, and they're just not. And therefore, at times, France don't actually commit that many people to the offensive boards because they want to get back and slow that transition down. But apart from once or twice, Cruz hasn't got anything in the open floor. Torrens had it once. And that's so unlike the way Spain have played throughout this whole tournament.
So Skrela, she's sitting on the bench, 5 points. She's already hit her average, 2.6 rebounds. To Spain with another opportunity. Dominguez gets inside, and Epupa gets all ball. Oh, she was pretty definite on that call. Watch this. Oh, that's
halfway up the arm.
Yeah, tough call for Dominguez. Palau gets inside the lane, misses, follows the shot.
And they're going to get the foul, and they're going to go and shoot the throws, and that's why the foul where you got the hold of the arm is just a killer.
Yep, that hurts Spain.
You know, if it's a smack on the hand, fine, but it's on the elbow.
Well, Gruder back at the line where she's been making a living. She now has 6 points, and she's knotted at 28. Endor will come back in, one of the shooters, if she makes this free throw. And she does. So it's going to be Pasqua that comes out. Laura Gill is going to inbound it. And Mai Palau has plenty of time to get up the court. 10 seconds now in the half. Endor comes up, sets the screen, rolls, and they get it over to Dominguez for three. Good! She hits the three-pointer. And perhaps a little bit of justice prevails at the end there with Dominguez getting the three ball to make it 31-29 in favor of Spain here in the EuroBasket Women semifinal. Again, it looked like a pick and roll, but she threw it out to Dominguez, and a couple of late three-pointers go in for Spain, and they go to the locker room at halftime with the lead.
Well, there you go, confirmation, 31-29. We're going to look at the stats in a moment, but tempo's the key. And Spain, to an extent, have controlled that by operating in the zone exclusively. 35% from the field and 41% for France. Those last two threes for Spain kicked that percentage up to 50% from beyond the arc. Not surprising that France, with that big, huge front line, deal with business on the boards. And both teams, as you would expect, do a reasonable job with the ball, although neither we want to get into double figures. So Zargai, who had limited minutes, leads the Spanish scorers with 6. Alba Torrens doing a nice job making contributions. But the fact that Torrens doesn't appear in the 3 scorers tells you all you need to know about the French and their defensive strategy in terms of almost face guarding her. And Gruder already has a game-high 9 rebounds, and it was always going to be the issue for Spain, keeping her off the glass. Yakubu's chipped in with 3. So it's been tactical, it's been intense. But at half-time, Spain have the 31-29 advantage. We'll leave you some highlights of what's been a fascinating first half, and we'll be back in around 10 minutes. Well, taking a look at Sandine Gruda, averaging 18 points per game, but at the half, Gruda, even though she was a huge factor on the boards with 9 total rebounds, only 7 points. So her statistics on the rebound side just dominant, but points-wise, France need a bit of a increase in the output with only the 7 points. And I still don't think Spain have found a way to cope with her.
Well, it's close, and that's what we're used to seeing. Had a lot of close games at this EuroBasket Women. And remember, the big absentee for Spain, obviously, is Sancho Little. They probably knew that it was going to be a little bit harder without their EuroBasket 2013 MVP.
Well, all those discussions about can they cope on the inside. It's like, well, if Sancho Little's not in foul trouble, it's a tough matchup because you've got 2 of the best players going at each other.
But at the end of the day, you have to, you can't be overly reliant on one player, especially somebody like Sancho Little who plays all season.
Yep.
She can't play forever. She'll play if she can, and it certainly opens up the interesting situation for next year. What will Spain do? Say they do not win this title, or even if they do win the title, who do they take to the Olympics? If they go to the Olympic qualifying tournament, who do they take? And
if Sancho Little's available, could you ever see them leaving her out? Because she is of a level.
Yeah, a lot of it just depends on form, fitness.
Yeah.
A lot of issues like that. But certainly when some players are not available, others step up, and Indoor's gotten invaluable experience this summer, no matter what happens.
Well, the other thing in the game, though, Jeff, is they're going to find, and they're doing it at the moment, but Alba Torrens is like averaging 19 points a game. And at the moment, Torrens is down there on 5. And she's normally the person who really ignites them in so many ways. France have decided to face guard her and taken her out of that game. And to be fair, they've got some help from some interesting places. Beyond the 3-point line, they're at 50% from the 3-point line. They're down at 27 for the tournament. And Palau and Dominguez, would that be your primary way of getting rid of, covering Torrens? Well, they've made shots, and with Palau, you never doubt it.
Well, France have perhaps a little unfortunate. They're 2 of 9 from 3-point range. A lot of those have rimmed out, and they've also had the unsportsmanlike foul, which didn't help. Well, it's the EuroBasket Women semifinal between France and Spain. The second half now is underway here in Budapest. Tachuang back into the game. And Dumer back into the game as well. Tachuang passes out of the zone and over to Gruda. And if the shots aren't falling, well, maybe eventually they will start falling.
Well, she has really, over the last few years, she's made that sort of area her own. She's very, very good mid-range.
Yep. Here's Torrens, gets inside, gets the bump, and we saw Cruz operating that role for much of the first half. And now Miam from the left, and she hits the jump shot. So France have gone right in front with a couple of made jumpers in the first minute. And quickly, Torrens races to the other end. Boy, don't blink or you'll miss her.
Don't blink, yeah, absolutely. And Palau never misses her. Absolutely never misses her.
Solagnac inside. Tachuang. Boy, she could really develop her offensive game. She would be tough.
But that's what people said 2 years ago.
And holding, I think, is the call in France. And it is on Solagnac. So Serbia have already won their semifinal against a very impressive Belarus. And now it's France and Spain. And they're dead even, 33-33. Jargai is going to inbound it. Good defense again by Gruda. Jarguy gets it over to Laya Palau. And now Nichols posts up Miam. And she hits the fadeaway, and that looked pretty good. 35-33. Quickly Chachuang. So a little 4-0 run for Spain puts them back in front.
I think Nichols is much better, stopping and go, even if it's a fadeaway, playing the game in that way as opposed to on the move. She just doesn't seem to have that athleticism.
Well, they find Miam wide open. Good. She is almost automatic.
That mid-range, absolutely automatic. Nichols was slow getting out because the rotation was okay.
Jarguy comes to set the pick. Torrens comes up top. Well, Torrens goes to work and puts it up and short. Good defense. Now it's France's turn to run, and they get it to Solagnac. And that's an easy basket. She's like a greyhound. She gets out there, you're not going to catch her. And out of bounds. And the ball goes over to France. Indoor complaining. But again, they're getting it to the big player on the run. Watch this. Rudy did a good job of hustling back. Fast break points. 4 for Spain, just a couple for France. We just saw them. And Gruda, another one. Boy, they might as well just live over there on the baseline because they're hitting those baseline jumpers like they're going out of style. There's no substitute for making shots, and especially making jump shots. And the French have made several.
Like in the first half, the back of that zone, which was very much a 2-3, was always already extended to those areas. That's a little bit better ball movement, but wow, I mean, you said in commentary in the first half that those shots will drop sooner or later, and we like Miam from that range. So and then Gruda's come to the party too, and they just haven't missed from that range in this second half. But at the end, is that going to force Mandela to say, hey, we may have to go man-to-man and extend? I still don't like the man-to-man matchups with Gruda.
What about a triangle in 2?
He runs a really interesting look where he zones, and he goes out and mans, and it's a little bit junky, and it takes teams out of what they want to run. Maybe he did that with Serbia for a while.
See the turnovers and points for both teams. So Mandela calls the timeout to try to disrupt perhaps the rhythm of France and also to come up with a different plan of attack on defense. Palau, entry pass to Nichols, and what a play that was.
You just got to love Palau's patience, timing, the pace of the pass. Just almost like dropped it in front of her.
Well, I guess Nichols is good on the run as long as she's catching
as
it
a
like
layup,
that.
as a layup, yeah. It took a while to get there, Mike.
And the reach and the steal, and Laya Palau makes a couple of plays, and Torrens does get it just ahead of Celine Dumer. And just like that, Spain have reeled off 4 unanswered points to tie it. Again, what control from Palau, and Dumer very nearly stole that ball. 12 points in the paint for France, 20 for Spain. Now Miam. And she misses.
And the three-point line is just a little bit outside her range of comfort.
Interesting how a game can just change all of a sudden. The momentum. Palau is kind of the conductor of the orchestra right now, and she's going to take it herself and doesn't get it to go.
Look good. Nice option.
Chet Chuang is beyond the arc now. Solaniak back to Chet Chuang, and what do you know? She hits a three-pointer. Well, we say she's got to work on the offensive game.
Well, if she makes those, it really could be a long night for Spain.
And the pass and the foul called on Solaniak, coming over to try to cut off Torrens.
Spain have run that play a few times, and they almost run it as an alley-oop at times for Torrens off her indoor.
Miguel Skrela and Yakubu come in. Now this takes away, obviously, the threat of Mia. Be interesting to see if Chet Chuang goes down again and takes one. She took that near the end of the shot clock, wasn't it? Garnier's pleading her case. Probably asking her to pay attention to something. Something about the shot clock. They want to see how much time is on the clock, shot clock. So Ann Panther, the German referee, comes over as well.
Shen Yong there has 3 fouls, so did they call that on her?
It was on Chet Chuang. Yeah. So I don't know what the debate was about.
She 3 fouls really does affect their defense if she's not in the game.
Yeah, this gives a little bit more freedom to one Senora Torrens. Well, Torrens hands it off to Nichols, and coming from behind with Sarah Michelle. It's a great pass, and Nichols just didn't see her. So a good play from Sarah Michelle. Now 5 seconds on the shot clock. And again, Sarah Michelle just picks it off and is off to the races. And she makes it left-handed. What a sequence from Sarah Michelle.
And what are we talking about? Really weakens their defensive effort. She's come up with big plays. Sloppy pass though for Torrens.
And Jargai, offensive foul called on Jargai.
I don't see any extension of the arm or anything here. Let's have a look. I'm looking at that's good defense by Dumerc. That's solid defense. I don't see anyone pushing off.
Lucas Mondello. Suddenly a little bit of adversity for his team to overcome. And Gail Skrela and France with an opportunity to turn the screw. Gruda, the long jumper, and Yakubu just gets the rebound. Dumerc. And Celine Dumerc takes the lead up to 7. And that matches France's biggest lead of the game. So Lucas Mondello calls timeout.
That's Mondello's second timeout. We've still got 4 to go in the third. And okay, they made some big jump shots, but they're also getting into little holes in this zone now and finding the seams. You know, that little penetration by Dumerc wasn't there in the first half. And as you described it, they're turning the screw now because came out with a Michelle defense, get some extra point. Dumerc's like, it's turned the screw. So what does she do? She wants to get a shot she wants. So Garnier and this team now are in the ascendancy with still an eternity to go in this game. But there's not a better team in European basketball than France at actually managing games. Dumerc has done it for her whole career.
And they've been in the big games as well, so they know what it's going to take. These teams have met so many times in those crucial games. What was the quarterfinal back in 2010? Spain beat France 2013. That was the big win for Spain. Now, they didn't meet last year. Now, Bruda has 7 points. Or, excuse me, she has 11 points now. She's number 7. Oh, the French fans up on their feet. Nervous times for the Spanish fans. Torrance comes up. Dominguez goes right at Dumer. And draws a foul on Dumer.
That'll be Demerck's third as well.
She's clearly not happy with it. Just raises up her hand, and Garnier decides to take her out. Well, that was a deliberate attempt to get a foul on her, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just went at her, went at her, went at her.
And now Ipupa comes into the game. So not quite as accomplished a jump shooter, for sure. Nichols, and she draws the foul from Yakubu, and that's 4 fouls now on France. And Yakubu now has 3 fouls, so she'll come out as well. And that means Indine Miem comes back in.
Well, the way that Yakubu's come back into the game and she's come back in, it's actually probably a substitution that works in France's favor, because Miem is playing very well.
Absolutely. Anna Cruz out to Dominguez. 5 on the shot clock. And Laura Nichols puts up a 3. And right now, the Spanish O is grinding to a halt. All credit to the French defense. 27% for France shooting the 3. And Spain's percentage as well has dropped to 42%. And the reach in, the steal. Now this triggers a fast break. Will Torrance go all the way? No, she will not. She puts up a jumper. And Nichols was able to bat it out to Dominguez. And Nichols shields. She had the post up. And neither Gruda nor Miem were able to drop down to help out. Watch this.
It's just great recognition. The person who doesn't recognize is the defense. It's a walk.
Well, Cruz was asking for the walk. That was the Spanish bench. So was the commentator.
Jeez, sorry.
The ball goes out of bounds over to Spain.
It was so obviously a walk.
So suddenly now a timeout called by France. They don't like how the game is starting to turn a little bit for Spain.
Well, that's a good call. She didn't want to let it develop either. She went in there with the 8-point lead. They only lost 3.
Yeah.
It's only a 5-point game, but she didn't like what she'd seen. And Ipupa had a role last night, didn't she, in terms of guarding Prince. She's got to run the team now. It's a different task. She's not Celine Demerck, and who is Celine Demerck? And it's about other people stepping up now. I'm not really sure that it should be easy for her. Whatever the call was to actually extend the floor on the baseline, run that, and the offense looks after itself. They haven't gone to the extension on those on the short corners and the baseline since they've made 3 jumpers. It's a little bit surprising, and I don't think Spain have taken it away.
No. But talking about players stepping up, what about Sarah Michelle?
Comes up, yeah. But then it's a roll in. You're going to play defense. Go and play defense. She did. She got to steal. And she gets a block. But just run the play, because you've still got the 2 people that really sparked this second half for France. You've still got both of those in the game. The only issue is they haven't taken a shot for a while now.
Well, Laura Nichols has 6 points, 3 rebounds. You can see that, well, I guess maybe you could say she's on course to match that. She's been able to stay out of foul trouble tonight, unlike last night. Nichols, Cruz just loses it out of bounds. And again, it was Mitchell just reached in and created a little bit of havoc.
Oh, she's massively in credit, isn't she? Steals, blocks, massively in credit.
Ipupa. And Dominguez drops down to help out. Why wouldn't they just drop off Ipupa altogether? I guess she's trying to come out and put pressure on her, maybe come up with the interception. So Michelle, who's got an important role in this France team right now, she inbounds it to Ipupa. Now Ipupa. She's left open and short, and that triggers a Spain fast break. And look who gets back on defense, both Ipupa and Michelle.
Wow, they were quick. Michelle was very quick.
Oh, what a play from Cruz. Just splits the defense and picks up the foul, and that's free throws now for Spain. Well, that was a quality move. Look at that. And then she sees the chance to get through there. So, second foul on Michelle. Miem hasn't picked up a foul. And another missed free throw for Spain. They're now 8 of 13, 62%.
But for all her offensive talent, Ella Cruz, she's only a 60+% free throw shooter. There's that little takeaway follow through.
Back a 4-point game now. Miem out to Ipupa. Spain need a stop. Michelle with 8 on the shot clock. Michelle drives in and draws the foul on Indoor.
That's poor. Indoor's got to give herself enough space to challenge that shot, not give herself a moving target, which is what she became. And she's not straight.
No, she lowered her arms, was on the move. Easy one for the ref. And Michelle at the line. Well, she's been kind of the player of the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Sagnon picks up a foul, Michelle goes in, and she's done nothing but good things. And on cue.
Yep, makes 1 of 2. So both teams go 1 of 2 at the line. And Dominguez gets inside and puts it up and in. And Miem didn't come over to challenge that shot at all.
Tough move.
47-44. Cruz guarding Strela. And offensive foul. Is that on Gruda?
Yeah.
So she was trying to get in position there. The game's just kind of slowed down. Not sure what. Maybe she raised her arms. I don't know what the referee saw. But
referee had a better angle than the camera on that one, but I'm not sure.
Kata Chitiga is going to come in. Now Laura Gill looks to set the pick. She gets it from. Oh. Well, Spain get lucky there, and the ball falls to Torrens because it looked like Laura Gill was a little bit out of control. She doesn't talk about handling the ball, going to the basket. Maybe not her strength. Ipupa sees an opening, passes it back outside to Gruda, and this time Torrens gets on her, forces her out, but Gruda just steps in and gets the roll.
That's definitely Gruda range, isn't it?
And now Dominguez trying to rush it up the floor. France get it back, and they're going to get another basket. No, Michelle's going to bring it back. Gruda has the pass to Ipupa, and she scores. And what a finish to the third quarter. Spain were trying to rush the ball up the floor, and I think it kind of backfired.
Well, absolutely backfired. It just goes back to they got late, and they really got lucky with a bank shot as well. It could have been even worse. But it's still only a 5-point game, but that's great composure by young Ipupa. She could have just tried to go up. That could have been a block. But like Michelle's decision not to go up when she didn't have an angle, was, you know, I can't make this. Gives it to Gruda, and they made some heady plays in that last part of the game. But it's their mid-range shooting that just came to the fore in that third quarter, and that's why they turned the 2-point loss deficit to a 5-point lead.
Well, Spain struggling. Well, both teams really struggling just a bit at the line. Overall, relatively even so far from those statistics. Offensive rebounds for each.
It's just France had that slightly higher field goal percentage. It's a tough game. It's a tight game. It's not a flowing game. They've just made more shots, especially in that mid-range area.
And probably the best thing that they've been able to do is to keep the ball, or to kind of limit Torrens.
Oh, that's been the key.
Yeah.
Whoever's been on the floor, it's like, don't help. Whoever's been on the floor, be in the passing lane. And keep her off the glass and everything. The only time Torrens has really had a chance to play is when she's picked it up in the full court.
So America's going to come back in. So 3-point shooting, 2-point shooting. Far superior for Spain. Well, they've made a couple more shots. Not quite as many misses. Well, 10 minutes separate these teams. One of them going to the title game, one of them going to the third place game. Belarus is awaiting in the third place game. And Chachuang now guarding Torrens, back in there. And Torrens puts it up and gets it to go in.
That's a tough make. Jeonyeon can't do anything better than that. She's in stance, she stopped the direct lane, and then Torrens still steps back and takes a tough one.
Miam, and good play from Nichols, and Dominguez decides to get it, and she does to Torrens. Now Indoor goes up, and a jump ball, and the ball goes back over to France.
Demerck did everything she could not to foul then and still challenge it. She's in the 3 fouls. She wouldn't want it.
I thought Dominguez maybe could have gotten the ball over to the wing faster. Jarguy's going to come into the game.
Skrela's close to traveling every time she's catching the ball at the moment. I mean, for someone as accomplished as she is, it's quite surprising.
Well, she didn't really make it in the senior team until 2013. Jarguy comes in for Dominguez. How long will it be before we see Laia Palau?
Well,
maybe
that's an interesting Spanish lineup on the floor. No out-and-out point guard.
But you've got two creative players in both Cruz and Torrens. Well, Chachuang has that ball, and Indoor, the length allowed her to keep it alive and keep it away from France. Cruz puts up a jumper, and Nichols was pushed, and number 4 on Dumer.
That was a big-time play by Nichols to get to the glass. But it was a game, again, a shot in transition. And Spain are just so much more effective when they run because they get better rebound options, higher percentage shots. Now, Apupe's really going to have to play here. It's a long time in the game to have Dumerck out.
Well, Apupa is now in, and they tried to get it to Jarguy, force it, and they're so frustrated that they try to play like that. So now France have it back, up 3. It really is a game at their pace, isn't it?
Absolutely at their pace.
And Chachuan gets inside, misses, and Apupa commits the foul. Why? Well, I guess with Gruda out, seems like he would be looking more for Miam to spot up and get some shots.
I still think, throw her into the high post, put Gruda down low. Gruda can extend, but they take Miam out, so they've got Gruda in.
So Gruda comes back into the game. Apupa, that was her first foul.
I risk saying there's not a lot of perimeter threat in the game for France at the moment.
Torrens gets in the lane, back out, picked up her dribble. Now Jarguy's got it, and she's going to back up Apupa, but loses control, and Apupa hustles. They're both scrapping for the ball, and at the end of the day, France hustle wins the day. Boy, all credit to the French D. Gruda, good! Well, she is the three-point, or the jump shooter out there that you know is almost automatic.
She gets, because Ndor fouled the shooter again.
Unbelievable. What a play. Well, she was quiet scoring-wise in the first half. And right now she's got 15 points. She just knows how to get, you know by the end of the day, she's going to leave the court having put in a good day's work.
Well, she's almost at that double. Well, she may actually have a double-double.
She does already. 15 points, 10 rebounds.
And we were saying she's a little quiet, but she still had 7 at the half, and she just carried on.
So Sandrine Gruda takes it up now to a 6-point advantage. And Spain, their creativity will come from Palau and Cruz. Pasqua also back in to combat Yakubu. Now Jargai drives in and puts it up. That gets it back to 4. 8 points for her. Spain sagging into that man. No, it's a 2-3. Michelle. Epupa just kind of loses it and into the hands of Palau. Perhaps one of the consequences of Domerc's foul, and Laia Palau threw it up in the hope that she would get a shooting foul.
There's just no one who looks like, apart from Gruda, and this is the remarkable thing, no one apart from Gruda looks like they want to take a shot. They're running stuff, and they're not really being a threat.
Well, Skrela comes out on Jargai, and she tries to split it. She gets it to Pasqua. She hits Nichols, and Nichols misses the shot. I think Yakubu got her hand up just in time to put her off the shot, or to distract her. Skrela. Michelle, 7. Now they've got it to their score. Gruda gets it inside to Yakubu. He goes up strong.
You don't even have to chase the people on the perimeter for France. They do not want to shoot the basketball. But great job by Gruda to find Yakubu. Yakubu just makes so much space.
I think they're just trying to come up and get a couple turnovers. And Pasqua at the line, misses, and now France, here they come again. And Epupa, is she gonna hold up? Yes, she is. The wise thing, over to Sarah Michelle. And no, and that triggers a break for Spain, and it's gonna be Cruz. And Michelle hustles back on defense.
When does Torrens come back? She's been out for a minute or so already.
Pasqua goes right up, and that is not plan A, I don't think.
No.
Pasqua misses, and now Endur's going to come back in. 5.5 minutes to go. Well, France are riding the backs of their bigs right now. Yakubu, and good help coming from Jargai to knock it away. Cruz gets it and puts it up, and they're in a rush. And good hustle. Oh, but Jargai just takes it right back, and it's going to be Spain's ball. Seemed like a quick whistle, though. It looked like she almost took it away.
Oh, it looked like she had it.
What's this?
Well, that was...
Yeah, when you slow it up, it looks like...
You can see why.
Yeah. Boy, Jargai's making some plays. Torrens is going to come back in. So Cruz comes out, and it's a 6-point game. Still a long way to go, but France are looking mentally tough. Certainly defensively, they're not giving in it an inch. Jargai. And Spain are just trying to make these plays, and France are just picking them off. An offensive foul called on Gruda. What was that, posting up Nichols?
That's what she's called. Well, they've called it as an offensive foul. I mean, both players hit the deck. We're going to get the benefit of a replay. in a minute. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Tough call on Gruda. She didn't complain, but she knows that you're going to get some and you're not going to get some. So indoor, boxing, trying to get position. Torrens goes up, meets the double team, just goes right through him, hands it off to indoor, and that was all Alba Torrens.
How smart, how good, how smart.
Well, now, Solagnac and Ipupa, France, will they go inside again? Solagnac can launch the three, and it goes to Yakubu. 7 on the shot clock, and Gruda gets inside, and she's blocked by Laura Nichols. And Torrens has Ipupa come from behind and take it.
Wow.
Unbelievable. What a play from youngster Ipupa. Well, I think she's 21, but she looks young, doesn't she?
But it's that great thing of, oh, we've made a mistake, whatever. Forget that. You get back and play. And no one said a word to Torrens, if she could have heard him anyway. But no, I mean, Dumerc's back in there, so it's a whole different game for the Spanish defense, because now Dumerc's back in. If you stand there and look at her, she'll shoot it. And Shannon Young's back in, but Spain will take her shooting the perimeter shot.
So Chen Chuang over to Dumerc. Uh-oh, wide open, Gail Skrela. Good! And that was a 2.
There's open and there's open, and that's a crazy one. Spain can't get any closer than 4-6 points. It's a typical French game.
And then it goes to indoor, and suddenly indoor's starting to have a little bit of joy. I think Almkroger's, the Latvian ref, is going to say don't interfere with the ball when it comes through the hoop. Yakubu comes out, Miam comes back in. So really it's France. France is almost their starting 5. Skrela brings it up the floor, a little bit of full court pressure here. And Dumerc gets it over with ease. Points in the paint, 32 for Spain, 18 for France. That just goes to show how many jumpers France have been hitting. 5 on the shot clock. And the reach and the foul on indoor. And now it looks like Spain are clutching at straws over here, trying to get the referee to call travel.
Let's have a look, though. Yep. She picked it up, yeah. It's exactly what you asked me about earlier on. I mean, she gets that foot.
She's got 5 fouls, so indoor has to come out right after she started making a contribution in the scoring department. Indoor, 6 points, 4 of those scored in the last couple of minutes. Miams. France have got to get some stops. And out to Skrela, and this time no good. And Laura Gil was boxing out. Couldn't keep Chachuan from getting the ball.
That's great effort. Great effort on the glass by France.
Dumerc puts it up and misses. Now Laia Palau, Dumerc couldn't foul. So she's got the 4 fouls. 2:44 remaining, and it just looks like it's going to be France's night. Well, you got Torrens shoots the 3, and Gruda gets the rebound.
Well, for once, you've got to criticize Spain for that. There, Laura Gale guarded by Celine Dumerc under the ring. And they should have let her make the layup if it had gone in there.
Dumerc has it, looks at it, puts up a 3, and missed it. It was online, but then Skrela came in, and again, Torrens gets picked, but fortunately for Spain, it goes out of bounds. Well, you just had the feeling that that was going to go in for Dumerc, didn't you?
And you did, absolutely did, because how many times?
It's happened so many times over the years, but that was way long. Well, right now, Spain have got to get they've got to get points. They haven't looked good at all. Full marks to the French D. And Torrens is going to go in and put up a very tough shot. And sure enough, nobody under for the rebound, and Gruda just didn't give an inch.
That's just great defense by Gruda. They switched, and she had her. And all she said was, make sure you shoot it over me.
1:43 to go. Dumer. Boy, if they pop a three here, a jumper, it's going to be awfully difficult for Spain. 2 on the shot clock. And she drills it. And Celine Dumer, remembering 2 years ago, without question, she's got 8 points. When Spain won the EuroBasket women on their own court in France, well, she has just thrown in a dagger. It's a 7-point lead for France.
Well, the last 2 offensive times down the floor for Spain, bad decisions all round because they miss Gill underneath, and then Torrens just tries to force it. But that's been the story of the Spanish offense the whole game, trying to force the issue, whereas normally they let the ball do it. And down there, you've got Celine Dumer deep on the shot clock. What is she going to do? She's going to shoot the ball, make her put it on the floor, and if she creates, fine, great. But that's just, well, it's just, you know, how big is her heart? How big? She's going to take it, and she's going to want to make it. She's just missed a couple. It doesn't matter. It's down to her.
There's 2 things, Mark. I mean, number one, France came out and kind of set the tone early with their jump shooting, and they got their noses in front. And secondly, their defense just hasn't given up anything.
No, their defensive effort has been exceptional.
Yeah, and I have to say, I wasn't a fan of how France were playing back in Debrecen. They weren't playing well. But, of course, they didn't have Miam. But they have really turned it up a notch since they've come here to Budapest.
Well, and it's their defense, Jeff, isn't it? I mean, even people coming off the bench compared to Poupe still,
yep.
Sarah Michelle still. Gruda with a double-double shooting. Mid-range jump shot. She hasn't played around the ring in this game at all, hardly. But the impact of people who come in and perform roles has been phenomenal.
Spain with their backs to the wall. France just a minute and a half away from getting to the final. Plays Serbia for the title. Cruz gets in, goes right to the lane and to the rack, and cuts that deficit back to 5.
That's tough. That's a tough move.
Chachuang is guarded, and Torrens forces the turnover.
Oh.
Boy, that was quick, wasn't it? And just like that,
They got a chance to cut it to 2. And we've only ticked off 10 seconds.
the clock is the enemy, without question. Cruz gets inside, out to Palau. Palau's looking to make the pass that's going to get Spain another basket. And it goes to Jargai. She puts it up and in. And now it's back to a 3-point game. Incredible. And Spain called the play. Look at the defense. Chachuan's just turned it over once, being guarded by Torrens. Miam. Somebody's going to step up for France. Who is it going to be? Gruda. She goes to work against. Nope, it's going to be Dumer. Back to Gruda. And she travels. And now, what looked almost hopeless for Spain, they've got the ball trailing by 3.
Same move. Same move as a travel now. It wasn't a travel earlier. Great defense by Spain, though. They really did make things happen with their defense.
Will they take a 3 or will they take a 2? I think they'll probably get what they get.
Yeah.
It's going to be Cruz. She goes in. Misses the shot. Battles for the rebound. It goes out. Great hustle from Skrela.
I think the French will take the step on the side on the baseline.
Yeah, because she just had it to Nichols. Well, will they attempt a 3 to tie it? Nichols.
I think only Palau will take the 3 if they get deep on the clock.
No, it's going to be Torrens, and it's going to be off, and that was a forced 3. If you can't get a better shot in that situation, why would you put up a horrible shot like that with 22 seconds left?
Well, you can't criticize Torrens because she's made great plays and stuff, but it was like that. She wanted to take the shot, almost a shot of desperation, perhaps.
But why? I don't understand.
There's no desperation situation at all. I'm with you.
No, that is a cataclysmic, really.
It's not her game either. I mean, Anna Cruz is a better 3-point shooter. She took it to the ring. Palau's the best 3-point shooter on the floor.
So really questionable decision by,
Torrance,
player.
yeah, if she put it on the floor and got there, she might end up with a three-point play as well.
Absolutely. So now, with their backs to the wall, 8.9 seconds remaining, and the French are in celebration mode. This is their game now to win.
Well, Scrader's their best free throw shooter on the floor as well. I mean, she makes one, it's probably done.
And France, well, they've just done enough. They were in danger of imploding, and I think Spain made all. You know, it's interesting because in their comeback, they were patient. You know, they were patient. Cruz went in. They went down and made a play on defense. They just a moment of madness, really, from Torrens. 34-32 there in the rebounding for France.
Well, they still have one foul to give, so this is going to be.
Spain might try to get.
Well, a quick steal is their best option.
And they don't get it, but Torrens fouls Dumerc.
They left Dumerc. They had her, and then they just left her. One free throw probably ices this. There's no timeout for Mondello to advance the basketball. Dumerc, after making the three, got a chance to seal it.
Well, what a role. You know, France, EuroBasket Women Champions, 2009. They reached the podium and finished third in 2011. 2013 runners-up against Spain. And here they are, going to the final unless something amazing happens. Celine Dumerc makes the free throws. Palau looks up, puts up a three, and off the rim, and it's going to be celebration time in Paris and all over France. They are going to the final to take on Serbia for the right to go not only to become European champions, but to qualify for the Olympics. The winner will qualify for the Olympics. And for Spain, I think they were beaten by a better team tonight. And to be honest, all credit to Garnier. You know, she and her team won the night.
Yeah, absolutely won. They were the better team. It was a French game in the end, wasn't it? They controlled, they got options they wanted, and Sandrine Gruder and Celine Dumerc are just world-class players, and they played like world-class players. But don't underestimate the impact of Michelle with those steals, Puba with that defense again. So she got roles and contributions out of people. But Celine Dumerc is always Celine Dumerc.
This is huge. France getting the win at the end, and now they will play for the title again. It's something they're used to doing over the years. You know, 2007 sure seems like a long time ago when they finished 8th. Gosh, they've always in the reckoning for titles. Well, as the viewers look at the statistics, look at what it means to France to be out there making it to the final, where they will play Serbia. It is a great moment for French basketball, that's for sure.
And Jeff, it's statistically they'll look at the game and say we could have done this better, that better. What they did at the right time is make the right decisions and make the right plays. And you know, you give Celine Dumerc a game to finish, and you know, put your mortgage on anybody, put it on her.
We saw France with the disappointment last year at the World Championship, lost their quarterfinal. They played the USA, in fact, and they've struck back with a vengeance. Spain, who finished runners-up in the World Championship, the FIBA Women's World Championship, now will have to try to beat Belarus to get the third place, and that's not going to be easy the way Belarus played today.
And as Belarus pick themselves off the floor and get back ready and get the big games at the bigs, they'll have to Spain have the same problems they had today, dealing with stuff on the inside.
Well, full marks to France, full marks to all of those players. You know, they all played a big part in it. Sarah Michelle, especially in the third quarter, came out, was huge. Sandrine Gruder and Miem, they hit their jumpers when they needed to. It's been a good tournament for Spain, but not as good as they would have liked. Alba Torrens, well, it just wasn't really her game. I mean, she had 13 points, but, you know, she's probably going to be haunted by that missed three-pointer at the end with 22 seconds left. That's probably the worst shot I've ever seen her take.
Oh, yeah. Worst shot, worst decision, worst. How many times have you seen her go to the basket, draw contact, and go to the line.
Yeah. And I don't know what was said in the huddle, but we'll find out at some point. Meanwhile, Sandrine Gruda, she hit jump shot after jump shot after jump shot. And there you see the impact of that. I'm not sure, but you know what? You might be looking at the greatest player in French women's basketball history. She's phenomenal when you go back and look at all the contributions that she's had over the years. She gets another European title. Certainly Dumerc would be able to lay claim to that title as well. Look at the French. It's going to be party time in Budapest for the French. Well, it's been our pleasure to bring you this game. There'll be more action tomorrow from Budapest as well on Sunday. Well, Mark, Jeff Taylor, thanks for watching, everybody.